Helen, thank you very much for that. Well, we're going to look at childcare now. At the moment, if you have a child in childcare, and I should disclose I do, you can access a rebate to cover up to 50% of the cost to a maximum payment of $7,500 a year, regardless of what you earn. It is not means tested. The government, prior to winning the election, the coalition, promised there would be a Productivity Commission review of the whole childcare sector. It wanted to look at the equity of it and also whether indeed subsidies should be extended beyond formalised childcare to things like a nanny at home for those shift workers and others who simply can't access daytime childcare. That Productivity Commission report is due by the end of this month. The Australian newspaper today reports, though, that amongst the recommendations that a means test would be introduced for the childcare rebate, that there would be a single payment, that it could also be used for nannies. Well, there's been mixed reaction to this today, and with me now is Fiona Sudkin, who represents the group The Parenthood, representing parents. Fiona's also a former advisor to then Prime Minister Kevin Rudd. Fiona, thank you very much, and great to see you there on the telly after spending so many years talking to you behind the scenes. Let me start with your reaction to the idea of a means test being introduced for the childcare rebate. And I suppose the question here is, why should wealthy parents still get a subsidy from taxpayers?
Sure, David. Look, thanks for having me on. We were really disappointed this morning to hear this recommendation in the draft report. It's a kick in the guts for Australian parents. To answer your question, this great myth that there are women that are millionaires claiming the childcare rebate, I think just has to be dispelled. It's absolutely incorrect that there are squillions of women earning millions of dollars claiming the childcare rebate. The reality here is that it is one of the greatest incentives for women, particularly women of course, to return to work after they have had a child. And if it is removed, we know at the Parenthood that it will make a huge difference to the amount of parents that are able to choose to return to work.
Well, it's almost the same argument, isn't it, that Tony Abbott uses in relation to his paid parental leave scheme, that yes, there might be a few millionaires out there who'd access it, but the bulk of working age women don't earn that sort of money. He's not putting a means test on that. So why would you put a means test on the childcare rebate?
Well, the childcare rebate was always designed to be a workplace productivity measure. It absolutely achieves that purpose because what it does is allows families to make that decision that they can afford for one of the parents to return to work for even in a part-time working arrangement. It is a huge advantage for the Australian economy to have women back in the workforce. And look, to be honest, David, that very small proportion of women that are on a higher income and are able to claim the childcare rebate, well, you know, we're in a society where we want to see more women in senior positions in companies, in business, in politics, on boards. You know, this is something we want to be encouraging. Now, on the one hand, you can't say we're going to have this wonderful paid parental leave scheme so that women that work can stay at home when they're never going to be able to afford to put their children into childcare once they want to go back to work.
What do you think about subsidising nannies, about this support that's there for those who use childcare to also be available when a family can't access the childcare hours or for whatever reason the nanny is the best option? Should they get a subsidy?
David, we think it is really important. We have 20,000 members at the Parenthood nationally now, and for some of our members, having the ability to access a nanny in the home is very important, especially for our members that are nurses. But look, this draft report today is saying that they don't think that these nannies need to be qualified. We have concerns about that. If you're going to be giving taxpayer-funded supplements to nannies to work in the home, it's very important that they are qualified. You know,
but how many would be, though? I mean, when you look at the sector, how many nannies would have the sort of qualifications of those working in childcare?
well, a small amount, because at the moment, you see, the system for nannies is there's no legislation at all to govern it. So any nanny can work without any qualifications at all. And really, that's something that once you're going to start providing a taxpayer-funded supplement for in the home, you would need to, we believe strongly at the Parenthood, be looking at an overall system that ensures that children are safe and that children are receiving quality care in the home as well, you know, that is of just as high a quality as what they would be receiving if they were in our early learning childcare system.
Well, as we say, it's only a report about a draft report. We'll see when the actual thing comes out, what it says and what the government responds. So we've got a way to go yet.
But leaks to the Australian do tend to be true.
Well, who are we to doubt them? Fiona Suckling, great to talk to you, and no doubt we'll discuss this issue further throughout the course of the year. Thanks very much for that.
Thank you, David.
Now we'll take a break and then back.